Yo, what's good YouTube? Isaiah's Flips here, back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to break down on what reselling is and actually how to resell. But before we get started, I'm going to share on exactly why I started reselling. Because everybody has a reason on why they want to start any business, right? So in 2024, I graduated high school. And before I graduated high school, I was working at Urban Air. If you don't know what Urban Air is, it's like a trampoline park. Like Sky Zone, Jump, stuff like that. And while I was working there, I was only getting paid $9 an hour. $9 an hour with no hours. I was working like 15 hours a week, bro. And the thing is, I knew graduation was coming up, so I knew I had to lock in and make sure I double my checks and not just splurge my checks on stupid shit. Especially me getting paid like $200 every 2 weeks. Like that's horrible. At the time, I was saving up for a camera so I could start YouTube. And like I said, I was barely even getting any hours. So I looked up side hustles on TikTok, and the two things that caught my attention was sports betting and reselling. When you know what you're doing, that's a crazy combo. But when I looked up reselling, I saw a whole bunch of kids with stacks of AirPods. And I was like, what the fuck? Then it was 13-year-olds with stacks of cash, like 10K in their hands like it was nothing. So of course I wanted to hop on the train. So I ended up purchasing a vendor link and I bought 2 pods. The AirPods landed 5 days later and I was able to sell my first AirPod the same day it landed. I ended up selling the other AirPod a couple days later, but then I ended up getting fired at Urban Air. Don't ask why. But that right there set me back so much until I found another job, which I did a couple months later. I ended up working at Walmart and I hated working there too. So as 2024 came to an end, I kept saying I'm going to make a change next year, which is now 2025. I started reselling, but this time I wanted to take it serious to another level. This January, I started off with $60 in my account, and I spent it all on reselling products. I was so confident in my come up that I really recorded my whole journey and the whole process, so whenever I come up, I could just sit back and just watch the whole journey again. Just with my first month of reselling back in February, I made $1,500 that month. I was really proud of myself at the time because that wasn't including my 9-to-5 income, but I got hate for it. People were saying shit like, you're making under minimum wage, bro. I was just getting clowned for it. But that right there made me lock in even more. Because if I gave up and let that get to me, my haters would have been right. So it only pushed me to keep on going. It took hella time for me to actually see results. Because last month I made over 25K with reselling. This is how much I made last month just off my website, and that's not including the actual sales that I get from marketplace apps, on top of my Telegram sales. Earlier this month, I was able to cop a 2023 RT Challenger with no cosigner. My slow days used to be $0 days, and now I'm not making anything under $400 a day. And that's because I stayed down and trusted the process and grew my clientele brick by brick. So if I could do it, I know you can too. So now that you know reselling is actually hella profitable, now I'm about to break down on what reselling actually is. Reselling is when you buy a product that's high in demand, or you buy a bulk order of products, which you could also call it wholesaling, and you sell it for a higher profit. And a lot of people ask, where do you get your products from? And I get my products from my private suppliers, and I don't gatekeep or any of that. I have my website linked down in the description where I give access to all of my suppliers. And I know you're probably asking me, why are you charging for vendors? I spent a lot of time looking for these vendors. I've tested and went through so many suppliers to make sure I'm selling top quality products. And the only way you're going to grow your clientele is by having good reviews and vouchers. Because low quality is going to give you horrible reviews. Like if a barber, fucks up your cut and pushes back your hairline, are you going to go to the same barber again? Hell no. So yes, if you want to skip the process of spending a lot of time trying to find good quality vendors, you can purchase mine from the link down in the description. And here's a pro tip. Whenever it comes to any business, nothing's free. But before you start actually ordering products to resell, just because you see a lot of other resellers selling the same particular product doesn't mean that you have to sell that same exact product. What you want to do is do market research. What this does for you is help you find out what can sell fast for you. You want to find out what people are looking for around in your area, especially if you're in school. You literally got it on easy mode. But you can also go on marketplace apps like eBay. You can find the hottest sellers on there. And what you could do is find a supplier that sells that exact product and order around 3. If it's your first time, I really don't suggest you buying in bulk. You really want to get your reps in. It's like going to the gym for the first time. You're not going to walk in the gym and automatically bench 300 pounds like me. So whenever you finally order your products, you want to do the pre-listing method. Not a lot of resellers talk about this, but you never just want to sit around, and that's what made me come up so quick. Just because your order's on the way doesn't mean you just chill and just wait till the order comes. Now it's time to start putting that work in. I was never satisfied. I always felt like something had to be done. So for the pre-listing method, for example, let's say you order 2 YSL colognes. You want to go on eBay specifically because in my opinion, eBay has the best listing pictures. So you want to search up that same product that you ordered and find a good listing picture. And once you do that, you want to use that same exact picture and list it up on all marketplace apps like eBay, Mercari, and Facebook and OfferUp. And you want to make sure you have a good description and a good title. And once you do that, I guarantee you, I promise you, you will have customers lined up ready to buy the products as soon as they land. You're welcome. And by doing that, you can also see if that product sells fast or not. For example, if I got 2 YSL colognes and I got 9 customers lined up waiting for them, obviously that means this is my winning product, and that I need to double down on this and I need to stock up more. But never get too comfortable selling one product because the market is always changing and there will always be another product to take over. And that's why me and my boys be cooking up in the Discord, which you guys can easily have access to. You can join for completely free, and we're always cooking up finding new winning products. And I know you're probably asking yourself right now, is it possible for me to do this? And yes, you can do this, bro. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be some type of genius or anything. It's all about consistency and actually enjoying the process. A lot of people also think reselling is a scam. The only way it's a scam is if your customer doesn't know what they're buying. There's plenty of stores that sell one-on-one clothing and products, especially like cologne. So no, you will not go to jail for reselling. It's literally nothing to be scared of. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to get nervous as hell for like every single meetup. But I promise you, you'll get used to it, bro. And another thing is, a lot of people will make fun of you for trying to do something better for yourself. They're gonna make fun of you when you first start, bro. So expect that. If they're hating on you, bro, that means you're doing something good. Cause if they're not hating on you, that means they don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? If they're hating on you, obviously they care enough. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. Your friends is not going to believe in you, but as long as you believe in yourself, you can make it happen. When you stop believing in yourself, that's when it's actually impossible for things to happen. When you're reselling, you start making a lot of sales, you're going to have days where you profit so much money. One thing a lot of new resellers do is be quick to blow their profits and start flexing. But little do they know, they're walking backwards. When you start making sales, it is very important for you to reinvest in yourself. Reinvest your profits. It's going to be days where you go broke reselling. That's a part of the process. We all been there. But if you know you're going to make your money back times 5, why not reinvest in yourself? You really have to stay down till you come up. The last thing I need to say to cover up the basics of reselling, enough information for you to get started, also dropped a lot of game, is you also want to build a brand for yourself. And what I mean by that is literally making a brand for yourself, as in starting your own reselling pages on all social media apps. You got to think about it like this. It's mostly old heads on these marketplace apps. Like, selling on marketplace apps is cool, but that's just the cherry on top. All of the money is online through these social media apps. Whenever you wake up, what's the first thing you do? And don't cap, you more than likely go on TikTok. You want to be wherever everybody else is at, because that's how you're going to get your sales. It may seem corny at first, bro. I promise it's going to seem cringy at first, bro. But bro, I had 0 followers on all social media accounts back in February. And now I have 40K on Instagram and 30K on TikTok. I feel like I would be popping more on YouTube, but I took a big break on YouTube. And I'm going to be consistent. So I can't use no excuses, bro. I'm locked in. So y'all gotta lock in with me, bro. But now that I got thousands of followers on social media platforms, I could give a fuck what anybody has to say. But imagine back in February, I got embarrassed and I let what other people say get to me, and I just threw it all away and gave up on social media. I would have still been at Walmart right now. So really take this as motivation, because it's cringy till it ain't. But now that you finish this video, if you really don't mind hitting that sub button, hitting that like button, and leave a comment saying that you locked in, it'll be blessed. And like I said, my Discord is completely free to join. It'll all be linked down in the description. We do weekly calls and we all help each other get to the next level. So if you're locked in, you know exactly where to find me. Peace.